Welcome to another episode of Stories Philippines podcast, where we delve into the rich tapestry of Filipino folklore. I'm your host, Alex. Today we're going on a journey through the mystical and eerie world of Philippine mythology, exploring creatures that have haunted local tales for generations. The creatures we'll discuss today are inspired by the narratives of the Mandurugo, the Tiktik, the Berberoka, and the Tambaloslos. Sit back, listen closely, and let your imagination wander through these haunting stories. The Mandurugo, the blood-drained lover. Imagine a serene village, nestled within the lush landscapes of the Philippines. The sun sets, and the villagers retreat to their homes, unaware that a beautiful maiden among them transforms into a nightmarish beast after midnight. This is the tale of the Mandurugo. Daytime charade. By day, she's the epitome of grace and beauty, a young woman whose charm draws the attention of many. Gentle and kind, she interacts with the village folk, blending in effortlessly. Little do they know, as the clock strikes 12, she undergoes a horrifying transformation. Bat-like wings sprout from her back, and her once delicate features twist into something monstrous. Her goal to feed on the blood of unsuspecting men. Under the midnight sky. The Mandurugo's mode of attack is as artful as it is deadly. Perched high on the roof of her chosen victim, she lowers her long, needle-like tongue through the smallest gaps. The sharp tip finds its mark, slicing into jugular veins with eerie precision. As the lifeblood drains from her victim, the creature's thirst is momentarily quenched. The Fatal Bride. One popular story speaks of a young beauty who marries at 16. Her first husband, described as a plump and healthy youth, gradually withers away within a year. Undeterred, the woman remarries, only for the same tragic fate to befall her second and third husbands. It isn't until her fourth husband takes precautions, armed with a knife, that the true horror is revealed. Feeling a prick on his neck one night, he strikes back, injuring the creature. The next day, his wife is found dead, a stab wound in her chest. A marriage of convenience. Maximo D. Ramos, in his book The Creatures of Philippine Lower Mythology, provides further insights into the Mandurugo's tactics. Marrying young men ensures a steady supply of nourishment. The creature, appearing to kiss her husband passionately, inserts her tongue into his mouth to consume his blood. The oblivious victim deteriorates rapidly until his life is fully drained away. The Mandurugo then sheds her human guise, flying off to find her next target. How does one identify a Mandurugo before it's too late? Unfortunately, there are no definitive signs, leaving only hope that fate spares you from becoming its next victim. To delve further into the narrative of the Mandurugo, let's explore some historical records and real-life events that might have contributed to or mirrored these stories. Historical accounts and parallels. The case of Clara Binaina in 1890. An interesting historical account that bears some resemblance to the Mandurugo myth is the case of Clara Binaina, a woman from a small village in the province of Laguna during the 1890s. Clara was known for her extraordinary beauty, and she became the fascination of many suitors from neighboring villages. She married a young, wealthy landowner named Felipe. But soon after the marriage, Felipe's health started to decline mysteriously. His robust figure turned gaunt, and he became pale and weak. Local herbalists and shamans were called upon, but none could diagnose the ailment or halt its progression. Felipe's sudden death within a year of their marriage sparked rumors and fears among the villagers. Clara remarried twice more, and both her subsequent husbands faced the same eerie fate. By the time Clara's fourth husband fell ill, whispers of witchcraft and vampirism had spread like wildfire. The villagers, driven by fear and superstition, eventually exiled Clara from the village. This historical event eerily parallels the folklore of the Mandurugo, blurring the lines between myth and reality. The mysterious deaths in early 20th century KVT. Similarly, in the early 20th century, a series of mysterious deaths occurred in the province of Cavite. Several men, all married to women who were noted for their nocturnal activities and reclusive daytime behavior, were found dead in their beds. These deaths were attributed to unknown illnesses that perplexed local doctors and mystified the communities. It was rumored that these women possessed supernatural abilities and preyed on their husbands at night. Though no concrete evidence was ever found, these incidents fueled the legend of the Mandurugo, embedding it deeper into the cultural consciousness of the region. The Tiktik, the harbinger of doom. As if one bloodsucker wasn't enough, let's turn our attention to the Tiktik, a sinister bird-like creature and loyal aid to the Aswang, and the scent of life. Lurking in the shadows of human settlements, the Tiktik is drawn to the scent of fetuses. It prowls the night, often landing on rooftops to peer through windows, searching for the scent of an unborn child. The Tiktik's mission is clear: locate potential victims and inform its Aswang master, the threat of death. But there are times when the Tiktik decides to act on its own. Changing into human form, it lowers its thread-like tongue into the womb of a pregnant woman to suck the blood of the unborn child. This deadly creature is known for the deceptive nature of its sounds. The farther away you hear its signature Tik-Tik noise, the closer it actually is. Conversely, a louder noise signifies distance. Animal alarm. Interestingly, not all hope is lost. It is believed that black cats and crows, with their heightened senses, can detect the presence of a Tik-Tik. These animals may act as early warning systems, giving you a chance to protect yourself. Defenses against the Tik-Tik. How can one defend against this malevolent creature? Carrying items like salt, religious icons, fire, or sharp blades can offer protection. And if you find yourself without any of these, fervent prayer might just save your life. Let's explore real-life accounts that have been associated with the Tik-Tik over the years. It's real-life parallels. The Aswang phenomenon in Capiz. Capiz, a province in the western Visayas region, has long been considered the epicenter of Aswang folklore. Throughout the 20th century, numerous reports and personal accounts have emerged, describing encounters with Tik-Tik and Aswang. In the 1960s, a series of pregnancies in a small village ended in unexplained miscarriages. The women reported hearing the distinctive Tik-Tik sound at night, and some claimed to have seen a bird-like creature perched on their roofs. These events led to widespread panic and the intervention of local healers and priests who performed rituals to ward off the malevolent beings. The Batangas Incident of 1987. In 1987, in the province of Batangas, several families reported seeing a strange bird-like creature prowling their neighborhoods at night. Pregnant women were particularly anxious, as whispers of the Tik-Tik's presence spread. One account came from a woman named Rosario, who was 7 months pregnant. She woke up one night to a scratching sound at her window. Terrified, she saw a shadowy figure with glowing red eyes staring at her. Rosario's family armed themselves with salt and religious icons, and a local priest blessed their home. After several tense weeks, the sighting ceased, but the fear of the Tik-Tik left a lasting impression on the community. Scientific and psychological interpretations. Interestingly, scientists and psychologists have attempted to explain these phenomena through various lenses. Some suggest that the Tik-Tik legend may stem from natural bird behaviors misinterpreted through the lens of folklore. Others propose mass hysteria and the power of suggestion as contributing factors to these widespread fears. The Berberoka, the water's deadly embrace. Next we venture into the serene, yet treacherous waters inhabited by the Berberoka, a creature that blends the allure of water nymphs with the terror of ogres. The fisherman's bane. In regions like Apayao, Abra, and Ilocos Norte, the Berberoka is feared by those who fish in remote ponds and swamps. This water spirit, often described with long hair and fish-like features, has a sinister method for luring its victims. By sucking water from the pond, it causes fish to rise to the surface, attracting fishermen. Deadly deception. As the unsuspecting victims approach, the Berberoka releases the stored water, creating a fatal wave that drowns them. Struggling to stay afloat, The fishermen are easy prey for the Berberoka, who then devours them alive. It's a deadly cycle. The horror of the Berberoka lies not just in its appearance, but in its strategic use of the environment to trap and kill. The creature's ability to absorb water through its skin and grow in size makes it a formidable and deadly predator in its natural habitat. Historical events and personal accounts have also added layers to the myth of the Berberoka. Real-life parallels. The drowning incidents of Abra. In 1931, a series of mysterious drowning incidents occurred in Abra. Several fishermen were found dead near remote ponds, their bodies bearing no visible signs of struggle or injury. Locals whispered about the Berberoka, attributing these deaths to the malevolent water spirit. The bodies were often found with their belongings untouched and the fish they had caught strewn around them. Investigations by the local authorities yielded no concrete explanations, reinforcing the belief in the Berberoka among the villagers. The swamps of Ilocos Norte. In the 1950s, stories emerged from the swamplands of Ilocos Norte about a giant creature seen near the water's edge. Fishermen reported seeing large ripples and hearing strange noises at night. One fisherman, Mang Pedro, claimed to have seen a huge human-like figure rise from the water, its eyes glowing in the moonlight. Mang Pedro's account stirred the community, and many avoided the swamps altogether. The fear of the Berberoka became so ingrained that local schools even incorporated the legend into their teachings, warning children about the dangers of wandering near the water. Scientific and environmental considerations. Some scientists have suggested that natural phenomena, such as sudden currents or underwater sinkholes, could explain the mysterious drownings. Additionally, the presence of large aquatic animals might have contributed to the sightings and sounds that fueled the Berberoka legend. The Tambaloslos, the forest's malevolent jester. Our final tale is that of the Tambaloslos, a creature embodying lust and deception, lurking in the dark corners of the forest. The lustful pursuer. The Tambaloslos, with its deformed humanoid appearance and oversized genitals, is a nightmarish figure. It preys on those who lose their way in the woods, male or female, human or animal. This creature's origins lie in its cursed transformation, a punishment for its vile acts. A cruel trickster. The Tambaloslos misleads travelers, causing them to become hopelessly lost. Its eerie laughter is a cruel reminder of its presence, and the creature takes pleasure in the increasing desperation of its victims. It's a way to escape. Despite its terrifying nature, there is a peculiar way to escape the Tambaloslos. By removing and inverting your clothes, you confuse the creature, causing it to laugh uncontrollably. Its massive lips cover its eyes, giving you a chance to flee. For women, there is an additional element. The creature's arousal at the sight of an inverted garment renders it momentarily blind, providing an opportunity to escape. Now, let's explore the real-life accounts and events that have reinforced the myth of the Tambaloslos. Real-life parallels. The Forest of Baikal. In the dense forests of Baikal, stories of the Tambaloslos have been passed down through generations. One of the most famous accounts occurred in the 1920s when a young couple went missing while traveling through the forest. They were found days later, disoriented and frightened, with no memory of how they got lost or how they survived. Local healers believed they had encountered the Tambaloslos, who had played tricks on their minds. The couple's account of hearing eerie laughter and seeing strange figures at the edge of their vision added to the legend of the creature. The enchanted forests of Mindanao. Similarly, in the forests of Mindanao, the Tambaloslos is a well-known figure. In the 1950s, a group of loggers reported being harassed by a strange creature. They described hearing maniacal laughter and seeing a fleeting figure with grotesque features. One of the loggers, desperate to escape, remembered the old advice and turned his clothes inside out. To his astonishment, the creature doubled over in laughter, allowing them to flee. Cultural and psychological interpretations. The Tambaloslos myth can be interpreted as a cautionary tale about the dangers of the forest and the consequences of giving in to lust and deception. Psychologists suggest that such stories serve to enforce social norms and behaviors, warning against straying from the path and succumbing to base desires. These tales of the Mandurugo, the Tiktik, the Berberoka, and the Tambaloslos are more than just stories. They are cultural treasures that reflect the fears, beliefs, and imaginations of Filipino communities. As we navigate through life, perhaps these stories serve as a reminder to remain ever vigilant, for the world is full of unseen mysteries and dangers. What do you think about these mystical creatures of Philippine folklore? Do you have any stories of your own or tales passed down through your family? How do these creatures compare to the myths and legends from your own culture? Thank you for joining me on this journey through the eerie and fascinating world of Philippine mythology. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe. This has been another episode of Stories Philippines podcast. I'm Alex, signing off.